Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner. Just want to say I apologize for the lack of video content that I've been putting up as of late, but like I say, this game is very hard to put down. Admittedly, I'm not that far in it, but every time I turn it on, all of a sudden, it's 3 hours later. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So yeah, Tales of Graces is pretty fun. If you like RPGs and you like JRPGs, then I would consider this, especially if you have played Tales games before. It still has not yet knocked Vesperia off my list of top games, but it's at the very least ending up my second favorite, with Abyss in third and then Legendia in fourth, because that's all I played. I have played Symphonia, but I just could not get into that one. So yeah, that being said, today I'm going to be giving you guys a deck profile of something I know a lot of you have wanted to see, and that would be my Hieratic build that I've been playing around with on DN for last while. This is how it's looking at this time. I am going to be going through some changes once more cards from Galactic Overlord and the TCG are announced. I just saw Jack Connection. Looks pretty nice. I'll have to see what I take out for this, make some more changes. Basically just make this more capable of hanging with the TCG decks, because I foresee this thing having a lot of difficulty making the transition from OCG to TCG. The deck's kicking ass there, but over here we have just a completely different meta. I mean, our top decks are Windups, Inzectors, and Dino Rabbit, and Dino Rabbit is just going to be a real bitch of a deck to beat with this, especially if they get Dolka out plus Protection. It's just, yeah, it's going to be very rough. I mean, this deck already has problems getting past stun decks with Large Back Hero and Thunder King, and it also has a bit of difficulty recovering from a game shot that goes wrong. And it operates a lot like Hopeless Dragon in the sense that you're going all in for a big push, and if you fail, you lose. It's just this is more consistent than Hopeless Dragon, and it's pretty much made Chaos Dragons irrelevant competitively speaking. So yeah, go over the deck and explain some things as I move along. Try and do this as fast as I can, although I foresee this being a 10-minute plus video. So yeah, I apologize to anyone who hates long videos, but this is probably going to be very long, as I will be explaining the OTK as well. First up, 3 Hieratic Dragon of Tefnut. This guy is a 2100 level 6 dragon. When you control no monsters, you can special summon it if your opponent has a monster, i.e. Cyber Dragon. If you do so, he cannot attack during the turn you use this effect, but that's irrelevant. You're just summoning it to not only give yourself a big body on the field, but to start your play. Hieratic Dragons have a very common effect that if you tribute them for any means, be it cost, game mechanic, if they are tributed, you special summon 1 dragon type normal monster from your deck, but its attack and defense becomes 0. This can be any dragon type normal monster, but this is an Atom Turbo build, meaning we will be focusing exclusively on level 6s. So yeah, this is just, he starts your combo plays. So does this guy, 3 Hieratic Dragon of Esset. He's a level 5, you can normal summon it without a tribute, but if you do, he becomes a 1000 attacker. Once per turn, you can select 1 normal type monster you control. All Hieratic monsters you control become equal level to that thing. So level 5, level 4, 8, yeah. Notable targets for these guys' effects include the level 8 Mystical Shine Ball, Luster Dragon, Watt Dragon, Cursor Dragon, and Alexandrite Dragon. They would be your normal monsters you would want to run in here. And again, if you distributed, special summon a normal monster. 3 Hieratic Dragon of Su. His effect is you can special summon it from your hand by attributing a Hieratic monster you control. As far as I know, this is an inherent special summon, so your opponent cannot max see it, but they can Thunder King it. His effect is once per turn, you can tribute 1 Hieratic monster you control other than itself, either from your side of the field or in your hand. So, like, this guy is on the field, and this guy's in your hand. Yeah, you can tribute this, or you can tribute that, to target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, and destroy it. So he's an MST on legs, and chances are when he hits the field, you're gonna have a level 6 normal monster alongside him. Afterwards, you would just overlay to make a rank 6, and just take it from there. His effect also gets you another level 6 normal monster, and yeah, he's just back row hit. 1 Hieratic Dragon, what is it? Nepset? Yes. Much like Su, you can special summon it by tributing a Hieratic monster. Once per turn, tribute a Hieratic monster to destroy 1 monster your opponent controls. The Hieratic monster is one other Hieratic you control on your side of the field or in your hand. So yeah, he just gets rid of stall monsters like Reaper and Arcana Force, the Fool. And then for our normal monsters, 1 Luster Dragon and 1 Watt Meter Dragon. Luster Dragon is 2400, Watt Meter Dragon is 25. Why one of these and one of these instead of 2 of these? Because Chain Disappearance hurts this deck so very much. And if you were running 2 Watt Meter Dragon and it got hit by Chain Disappearance, you'd lose them, and then you would not be able to do anything for your combos. Besides, this is an original 1st edition Luster Dragon from Legacy of Darkness, so I win all kinds of awesome points for just having an original Luster Dragon from back in the day. Never traded it, and yeah, he's nice and hollow. Then, 3 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. This is the 2nd best deck out there that can abuse this guy, the first one being Disaster Dragon. And if you're wondering what I think about this against Disaster Dragon, simply put, Quackimir Drago trolls this deck hard, but you can list all kinds of one-of cards that troll Hieratics hard and meh. I mean, I'm sure this deck has outs for Quackimir Drago. I mean, they're running him in the side deck just for the mirror match in the OCG, and I probably would be running Smashing Grounds too. But yeah, basically the deck can pull Darkness Metal out very easily, and he's just great. You can remove something that you don't need on the field to bring out a 2800 beater, then special summon back a Sue, Watt Meter Dragon, what have you. Then 2 Drago. This deck doesn't really run a whole lot of defense, and you do keep a lot of cards in your hand at times, so he'll hit the field and you're usually about 2400 to 3600 attack and defense. And plus he's a level 10, so if you have him and Darkness Metal out, you can overlay for Gustav Max. And then lastly, 3 card D. Yes, this English proxy looks like secret rare, because it's probably going to be like that. Basically, you normal summon it, you tribute it, and then you draw 2 cards and end your turn. You can't special summon the turn you use this effect, and yeah. This is an OTK deck, so getting to your combo pieces is very important, and that's what card D does, as do Upstart and Reckless Greed and so on and so on. If I could, I would run card D, Reckless, Upstart, all kinds of draw support, just so this deck is more consistent of what it does, because when you run into an all monster hand that just can't do anything, you kind of just cry. For spells, 3 Hieratic Seal of Convocation. This is a Rota card for the deck. It lets you search out any Hieratic monster you can from your deck to your hand. So all of this can be searched out by this. Pretty nice. Although Thunder King Ryo just kind of does a little bit of damage to this. Still, this gets you to what you need, and I'm really liking what Drop Connection can do as well. 3 MST, OTK deck, you don't want back row stopping your pushes. 3 Pot of Duality, again, OTK deck. You're not going to be special summoning unless you're going for that big push, so Duality just gets you to where you need to be faster. Then you got your staple cards, and that's it for the spells. For traps, I'm running 3 Fiendish Chain. Japan runs Raigeki Break because they don't have priority upon ignition effects, whereas we do, so this just helps in getting rid of that problem threat, like a boss monster. It also negates Thunder King, allowing you to do your stuff, and it even negates Quackimir Drago, which also allows you to do your stuff. Yeah, it's just running this means I can't run Gores. I suppose I should run Effect Veiler because it's more useful when I'm going second and my opponent is playing windups, and I'll probably have to make an adjustment for that. Then 2 TT and the Solemn Brigade. That's it for the monsters. For the main deck. Now for the extra deck. First up, we got our boss monster, 3 Hieratic Dragon of Atom. This is your main win condition, as he requires 2 level 6 Dragon-type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card to summon any Dragon-type monster from your deck, however its attack and defense becomes 0. So, yeah, notable targets include Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon, who then special summons back a monster, and just, yeah, this guy is what makes things work. He would be my choice to hit in the next ban list instead of Darkness Metal, because he's just what makes this deck so good. You can attack the turn, use his effect, but that's irrelevant, because this deck also runs 2 Gaia Knight, the Force of Lightning, whatever his name is going to be here. You can Exceed summon it by putting it on top of a rank 5 or 6 Exceed monster, and that's it. His other effect is he's a trampling beat stick, but that doesn't require any Exceeds material. So yeah, you're probably going to be on average putting 2 of these guys out in a single turn when you go for that push. So you just put this guy down and you suddenly have 2 2600 beat stick step gears. And yeah, they get over Gores in defense. Remember that one. And that's it for the main cards. This does not run the rank 8. He's just not that good, at least compared to these guys. Wouldn't be surprised if Atomus gets hit, gets a boost in some way. He's a $50 super rare in Japan. I can only imagine it'll be like here. Then the other important card, a Gustav Max. His effect is once per turn you detach material, burn your opponent for 2,000. He's a 3,000 beater. He's rank 10, so you make him using 2 darkness metals. And yeah, he's like $100 in Japan, and no word if he's going to be released here in the TCG. He better be, because Hieratics need this card to OTK. Without him, you're 5,000 damage short of the OTK. Because he burns for 2,000, and the opponent, assuming your opponent does not drop Gores at any point, he then swings for 3k. So he's very important for this deck, and yeah, they need him. After that, you just run random rank 6s, although there are some that stand head over and shoulders over the others. One would be Photon Streak Bouncer, detach a material to negate the activation of a monster effect that activates on the field, and then burn for 1,000 damage. Pretty lousy when your opponent drops Gores, and they try to get the token. Streak Bouncer negates that, and burns them for 1,000 damage, and that just happens to be enough for game. And just other stuff. I mean, it's fun if you're reading a Marshmallow or a Morphing Jar, and you swing, and they flip it up, and they try and activate the effect, and Streak Bouncer just says no, and then you burn for 1,000. One number 25 Full Metal Glide Focus Force. Much like Streak Bouncer, he's just a rank 6 that you can make. He negates monster effects. It's just he's level 5 and higher. However, he's also a 2000 attacker, so yeah, you got some use for him. And again, once these guys lose their effects, you can always just Exceeds summon them with yeah, what's his name? Guy Knight, yeah. 1 Sacred Pleiades. His effect is once per turn you can detach a material to select 1 monster on the field, return it to the hand. What's more important is you can Exceed summon and uses his material to Exceed summon Sacred Ptolemaeus Messiah 7. His effect is much the same. Detach a material to target 1 monster on the field or in a graveyard, return it to the hand. But more often than not, you're probably going to be making this with your level 6 monsters. Then 1 Inzektor Excabeetle. This is just my random tech choice. Figure I can just take back their big boss monster that's in the graveyard that I don't want them to Monster Reborn. He then gains half of that monster's stats. Yeah, just pretty much like that. 1 Aegis and 1 Tiras. The deck can't really make rank 5s that often, but they're still there for when I can. 1 Black Rose Dragon, because the deck puts level 6 monsters out very easily through special summoning, and then you can just simply normal summon an effect wheeler and make this to blow up the field. Admittedly, you could also run a number 61 Volcasaurus in here. It's just I didn't think of proxying that. And then lastly, a Hieratic Force Dragon, because I run Cyber Dragon in my side. So that's the deck. Now, as far as the OTK goes, it requires usually a combination of cards in your hand. Now, let me just get to my stuff. Give me a minute here. Okay, so here's how it would go. The ideal OTK would be your opponent has 1 back row and 1 monster on the field. Or just 1, yeah. You special summon Tefnut. You then tribute it to special summon Sue. Tefnut's effect activates, getting you a Dragon-type normal monster from your deck. Activate the effect of Sue. Tribute a Hieratic from your hand to destroy your opponent's back row card. That Hieratic's effect activates, special summoning another level 6 monster. You then overlay these two to Exceed summon Hieratic Dragon King of Atom. Detach your normal monster to activate Atom's effect. Get a Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon out onto the field. Activate the effect of Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. Special summoning back something from your graveyard. I'm going to use Watt Meter Dragon here. Overlay these two to make another Atom. Atom's effect. Detach Watt Meter Dragon to get another Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon from your deck. Activate his effect. Special summon Watt Meter Dragon. overlay your 2 Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragons. In order to Exceed summon Super Dreadnought Gustav Manon Cannon Express. Activate his effect. Detach a Darkness Metal Dragon. Burn for 2,000 damage. Now then, you've got a 2,500 attacker, a 3,000 attacker, and 2 2,400 attackers that can't do anything. Well, at this point, you overlay them again to put down 2 Gaia Knight, and now you've got 2,600, 2,600, 2,500, and 3,000 in addition to the 2,000 burn damage you've already done. And if that set monster has like little attack, little defense, like a Sangan, yeah, you're going to be hitting pretty hard with these guys. So you just attack for them, all of them, and you've probably got game, barring a Gorz or Trag or even Battle Feeder. Yeah, this deck is crazy. It's a dragon deck that doesn't need Future Fusion. In fact, Future Fusion is bad in Hieratics. And yes, it's just crazy how these guys can just go from slow play to OTK. There'll be something to watch out for in the future. As for whether or not I think they'll be ultra amazing in the TCG, that remains to be seen. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. I apologize for the length, but I wanted to explain the deck as I moved along. And I hope this gave you guys an idea of pretty much what the best Hieratic type dragon deck out there is, which is Atom Turbo. So thank you all for watching. Until the next time, take care.